everyone, it's Meteorologist Jim Caldwell here in the Alert Center, and we are talking weather, as we often do here on Facebook and YouTube. It is right now closing in on 11:30. It's 11:29 on the 10th day of January 2024. So if you're watching this at a later date, this is when it aired. So, a little bit of snow out there this morning for some of you. Many of you didn't get a lot of accumulation. We go to one spot, Pine Mountain. They did. Not a lot, but they got some accumulation up there. So with this accumulation, it was on the roads earlier, but as you see, because the crews have been out there and a lot of steady travel, it looks a lot better at this moment for you. That's one spot. We look along the Mountain Parkway, and you don't see anything, even on the sides of the road. So we are about out of this particular round. There are a few flakes still flying out there for some of you. You can see that on our First Alert Radar Network. They're kind of spread out in eastern Kentucky. You got some in Ohio. And even here in Lexington, I noticed a few flurries. So it's still left over. As long as we have this in cloud cover around, you're probably going to run into a flake or something embedded within that. So it's still something to watch for. But overall, a drying trend today. Still windy. Windy, not as bad tomorrow, but those winds are going to crank again. I'm going to go through all of this for you. All right, so current wind speeds coming in anywhere from about 6 miles per hour, which is pretty standard, hardly noticeable on a typical day. On a cold day, you'll certainly feel it. But then you get up to about 16, 17 miles per hour, and even 18. The gusts, the sudden push of wind, those are a little higher. They're going 25, close to 30 miles per hour in some cases. Not everybody picking up on that. So it's still a breezy day. It's going to be a raw kind of day out there for you. Let's look at the data. Hour by hour we go. And we're probably topping out mid-30s, some upper 30s. If you get some sunshine, you might even see a 40-degree temperature jump in there. 5 o'clock in the morning on your Thursday, we're in the 30s, and later in the day, probably 45 to 50. So you're like, well, we're all in the clear now. Things are good. It will be breezy, but we're not finished. Let's keep going into the hour by hour for 6:15 in the morning on Friday. Here comes the rain. Already windy, by the way. Some of the wind gusts are going to be pushing in here 40, 50 miles per hour. Look at some of these temperatures, though. We've got better than 50 by a few degrees. And then, in some cases, you've got rain and cooler air. All of that works through the region. And at the tail end of this, we're going to catch some snow. So, my second system thoughts. This is another wind and rain maker, and I think most of it's going to be rain. Gusts, again, hit 50. Colder air sinks in Friday night going into Saturday morning, and the snow showers blow in light accumulations. I'm not talking about anything significant there, just some lighter end stuff. Here are those wind gusts. See, it's calm. It literally says it in some cases for gusts at 10 o'clock Thursday night. But as we move forward, we get you into the daytime hours on Friday, and we've pushed 45, 50. Again, we did that a lot yesterday evening and then early this morning. We're going to do it again on Fridays. Look at this. That's trying to suggest I've got a twin set of 60 mile per hour estimated gusts. And by no means does this mean everybody's going to see that. What this means is there's enough wind energy available to drive numbers up to that level. And that's your Friday and your Saturday, still tracking some of those gustier winds. Snowfall for this particular setup. I'm going to go with the GFS again on this for my early calls. Half inch maybe, kind of like what you had out there today. You know, the general snowfall forecast, verbally we mentioned a coating to an inch. Somebody might have gotten some of that in eastern Kentucky for a full-blown inch, but it's mainly a coating here and there, and a lot of you didn't have much on the ground. So as we work through time, you see the snow chances increasing. Saturday, then that's one system, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday is another one and lingers into Tuesday. Here is that part of it. Two more big systems just in the 7-day forecast alone. That's your wind and rain maker for Friday. You see the snow wrapping in, and not a tremendous amount, because before you know it, it's gone. So a light accumulation, which favors exactly what I was just showing you. Let's head into your Sunday. Here comes what you can't see yet, but I'm going to show you. Arctic air is sinking in at this time, and we are getting moisture fed into it. So you will have a swath of snow set up across Kentucky that could lead to some accumulating snows. maybe a decent amount. This goes Monday night, still snowing. Here's that Arctic air. Watch this. I've tilted the globe a little bit for you, our weather map, so you can see that, I mean, it's deep in Canada, and it traces all the way back up to the polar region. I mean, we're talking about some significant stuff here. So as it sinks through the country, we will see our blast here Monday going into Tuesday and probably lingers into Wednesday. Here are my cold thoughts as you see them on the screen. As of this moment, definitely going with teens for highs and single-digit lows. Now, if that system puts enough snow on the ground, you're going to see sub-zero levels as a possibility out there. So looking at below zero lows and wind chill readings that are going to go deep into that territory. That's what the Arctic blast is all about, but it has to have snow on the ground to be enhanced like that. So, a lot to watch here over these next few days. We'll have updates on television, we'll have updates on our app, we'll have updates right here on Facebook as well, and on YouTube. So you'll be able to find all of this information. So again, nothing completely set in stone, except I really believe in the Arctic air, but the snow could make it worse. We'll break all that down in the coming days. I'm so glad you stopped by and gave us a few minutes of your time here on Facebook and YouTube. We are going to be back on live television in about 25 minutes for WKYT News at noon. Have a great day and stay warm out there.